Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have Bachelor in Paradise spoilers to get to. Reality Steve Carbone has released his final spoilers of Paradise. He's discussed them in different ways on his podcast, but now we've got the finals, the slideshows. He's posted them on Instagram and discussed them. Who's engaged? We're going to share that information with you in just a moment, but for those that don't want the spoilers, we'll do a little Paradise preview for tonight's episode. So all that coming your way. In the next video, Clayton Echard is back in court today, and he says, I 1,000 believe she is not pregnant with my twins. Why is this a case that's still being covered? Well, because in large part, it's not over. I'm being thrown into lawsuits and court appearances now, and I'll have more information on that in the next video, where I will play this very brief moment where Clayton in court says why he believes he is not the father of these twins. Okay, so we don't know if that'll play out today publicly on a live stream. We're not sure. It says no live stream, but last week it said no live stream, and then it played. Will he have a lawyer? Will he wear a suit? What color will it be? All these odds can be placed if you're betting on this. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so anyway, let's jump back into it. I'll play several trailers for tonight's episode. I've got 3 of them right here, and then we will get to Reality Steve's spoilers. And look, Charity has arrived.
A lot of couples are flourishing.
Romance is in bloom, but who is doomed?
Charity said stay away from Aaron. Charity's here. Charity's here.
Charity, how keen are you to destroy my life?
New Bachelor in Paradise, Thursday on ABC.
Is Charity keen to destroy Aaron's life? Now, I'm sure that was taken sort of out of context, as everything is here. And let's see Braden's upper body strength.
Wait, I'm gonna do my full Patrick Swayze.
Doing the Patrick Swayze, rest in peace.
Come on! Come on!
I'm scared!
Come on!
So there it is, folks. Very nice. Rachel Recchia, pilot Rachel flying in the lover's arms of Braden. How will that end? We'll have to see. Actually, giddy, but not for too long, because this doesn't look like it's going to end too well. We'll have that spoiler in a second. But here's the moment that Charity entered the beach. Again, we'll have Reality Steve spoilers after these trailers.
She's so cute. She's so pretty. I was like, oh my God.
I'm so excited to be here in Paradise. Came to check in on my girls and see how things are going.
Yeah.
It's so good seeing Charity because the girls from our season were just so close, and she has intel on like the men here.
So curious to hear how has things been.
Things have been like up and down, girls. So if you're open to it, I'd actually love to like chat with you privately.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
I feel like I was ready to be 100% with Aaron. But then Kat's comment today obviously made me feel like, okay, like hold on. Charity's someone who's gotten to know him very well.
I know you and Kat are close.
Yeah.
So today she comes in and she said that you had like mostly good things to say about everyone here, but you did have like your reservations about Aaron B.
All right, so now that appears to be the moment. Will Charity give the blessing of Aaron B or not? My guess is yes. If she's in a happy relationship with Dotun, as all signs point to, why wouldn't she want to give that blessing? We'll find out tonight.
Vibes are high.
I'm Davia. I'm from Zach's season of The Bachelor.
She is a shark swimming.
Tanner, do you want to go on this date with me?
I would.
I'm actually kind of scared of what's going to happen.
All right, so as you can see, they're making Kat out to look like the sort of scorned ex, but of course a lot of that was choice editing. Davia's taken Tanner. That's where we stand right now. Okay, so how does it end? Again, here's what Reality Steve has to say. These are your spoilers for how the season ends. He posts this and says, your Bachelor in Paradise spoilers that I have for you this season. The engaged couples were posted back on July 17th on Twitter and Instagram stories. But here it is, because a lot of times you'll get the sort of initial results, but it has to, some of these couples, the second they leave the beach, they break off their engagement. It was this time last year that Victoria and Johnny were quote unquote engaged as far as the show is concerned, but in real life had already fallen apart. So will these couples last? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I think it's fair to wonder, but let's root them on. I should say it's free to root them on. So first things first, these were posted on my Twitter back in July, but the first time I'm posting on Instagram. Sorry I'm late. Your two engaged couples this season are Kat Izzo and John Henry. That's the first couple, which is very interesting. Kat Izzo, of course, was with Braden, and then Braden left her, and then she got upset that he left her, and then Tanner was stolen by Davia, and then she was upset. Wait, did I have that right? Or did she leave Braden for... Either way, it's been a messy year to say the least. A lot of people are commenting that they're not even enjoying this season. Are these cast members not likable enough? Are people not rooting for them? I'm not really sure. But either way, we have Kat Izzo and John Henry, who, by the way, on this season, we haven't even seen them together yet, right? So we've seen sort of some, I believe there's been some body shots off of John Henry. Someone sucked a finger. So, you know what I mean? So not too much going on. And by the way, John Henry, beautiful hair. I think if he pulled his hair back rather than do this like side part bang thing, he'd have better luck. But either way, if they're engaged, I'm sure he'll have Kat to dress him from now on. And the other engaged couple, Eliza and Aaron. So whatever conversation Charity has with Eliza either pushes her in Aaron's direction or she ignores Charity's advice and goes with Aaron either way. Now, I met Aaron several weeks ago at the F-Boy season premiere party in Los Angeles. Great dude. The dude just seems like a class act. For anybody who may be wondering, based on his edit on Charity season, his intentions, my opinion, which I think is pretty decent when I meet people, is that he's a great guy. And whether or not he and Eliza are old enough and mature enough for a long-lasting commitment, that's a different story. But either way, I'll tell you what, I wish them the best. Absolutely. We know they've kind of both been through their rounds of Bachelor drama and looking for love and all that jazz. Other happenings from Reality Steve. Becca Serrano, a night one elimination on Zach's season, arrives with a date card and goes on a date with Braden. He ultimately ends up choosing her. This is what causes Rachel to self-eliminate. However, Becca has a freak out before the rose ceremony and self-eliminates. So I'm not sure what Braden ends up doing with his rose. This is really fascinating because, look, some people are driven more by ego than others, and some people are driven more by, I don't know, looking in other people's lanes than their own. We all have that sort of the ability to compare is despair, right? But with that said, it's pretty insulting. You know, a lot of the beefs that Rachel Recchia has are always like, you did this, which makes me look bad. You know, a lot of it comes back to it's again, I hate to pull the Italian card. I have a lot of Italian friends out there. Love it, mozzarella, you know. So excuse me, very offensive there. But it's like there can be ego, like you don't mess with me. You get Big Tony, you know, her dad or whatever. But it's like a lot of that feels like ego, where you know. So for her to possibly be one-upped and Braden chooses a night one reject over a bachelorette, I could see that being a problem. We'll have to see how that plays out. That's just my sort of anticipation of this scene. I can just see her going, how dare he do this to me in front of it'll always be like, in front of my friends. It'll be one of those things that's like, who cares like where it was in front of or how it was done. But it's almost like the act of violating someone's trust or whatever is worse than the actual violating. It's just like a lot of pomp and circumstance, I think, will come into this. And then she would self-eliminate. But again, we'll have to see how it plays out. That's just my old humble power recapper guess. Blake Moynes at some point self-eliminates as well. He wasn't eliminated at a rose ceremony. So clearly Blake Moynes is going to be seeing the writing on the wall with Jess Gerard. Of course, he and Jess have had a perfectly fine relationship, non-problematic, but then Jess is like, but I want more. I want to go with my girls, and they're all having fun. And it's like, yeah, just an example that when there's something good right in front of you, it might not be enough. Will Blake be the next Bachelor? I would guess that Blake has a higher shot than anybody at being the next Bachelor. If you're a betting person, Blake Moynes will be highly considered to be the next Bachelor. It's whether or not he wants it at this point. That's my belief. I think he's a fan favorite. I think he's had a lot of screen time, but also he's he has not been the problem when it comes to finding love, as far as I'm concerned. He got dumped by Katie Thurston, dumped by, well, not Claire. I guess technically dumped by Claire, right? Dumped by Tayshia. Do I have this all right? And I think it's like, look, save some sea turtles. Find yourself someone who's actually into you. I mean, even when he came down to the beach, Jess Gerard was like, oh my gosh, it's like seeing a celebrity. I'm starstruck. And then when it comes time to like wanting the dopamine rush when everyone else is running around the beach canoodling, the guy that was right for her, or the guy that was, non-problematic and just showing love wasn't enough. Now, could I be reading into things? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe he was a dud to her. Who knows? But either way, to the right lady, I think Blake could be a good match. So we're looking forward to that. Will the next Bachelor be announced soon? I mean, it's looking like it, right? Do we have that? What? It's November. We need to be getting on to the next. Who's it going to be? I think it's Blake. Tyler breaks up with Mercedes in the end. So that's interesting that Tyler breaks up with Mercedes. Was it a real relationship, or was it one of those stick around but don't take it further? Or does he break up with her because they don't want to propose, but they actually end up having a great relationship after the show? That could also be the case looking at you, Becca and Thomas, right? They produced a child. They spawned a child. So clearly they were onto something. Avon and Kylie did not leave engaged, interesting, but are together post-show, as they have been together numerous times post-filming if you follow either of them on social media. There were obviously other people and other storylines that happened this season, but these were the things I can confirm. Anything further I hear before the end of the season, I'll be putting on Instagram stories and Twitter. That's at Reality Steve. We'll have to get Reality Steve on the show soon. It's been a while since I've done his podcast a bunch, but it's been a while since he's come to talk shop. So good to hear from him, and good to hear all the updates. Again, Clayton Echard is in court today, November 2nd, 2023. I'm going to have that coverage for you guys right after this.